Listen, Nassir, it is time for Nassir Little. We can no longer have the situation where, okay, and there we go. He just got
there. It is. It is his time.
Okay.
And he's wearing Portland Trailblazers colors. How about that, GP?
He knew what he was doing.
There you go. He knew all along he's going to Portland. He's going to play alongside Damian Lillard.
Nassir Little, a part of the deep state, knowing what was happening while no one else did there, and getting drafted with the red and black colors there. I like it for Portland, man. I do. At this point, what else can you say? A tremendous athlete. Had some inconsistency there with North Carolina, but if you're Portland and he falls to you, this is a no-brainer because, I mean, clearly the teams before didn't have Little as high as 20, 21, 22, 23 on the board, but Portland takes it. I like it.
You know, on the Sportsline show earlier tonight, we discussed over-unders in terms of where players are projected to get picked. Nassir Little's was 12.5, and so he went way deeper into this draft than the odds makers thought and basically every draft analyst believed. I'm with Matt. At this point in the draft, I don't really care. You just take him. I mean, the odds of even getting a relevant player in the 20s are so low anyway. Like, you're probably not going to land somebody you care about 3 years from now. So why not just roll the dice on a guy who was the MVP of the 2018 McDonald's All-American game, the MVP of the Jordan Brand Classic game, a guy who was this time last year projected to be perhaps the number 2 pick in the draft behind R.J. Barrett. His fall reminds me a little bit, and frankly for similar reasons, to the fall of Skal Labissiere a few years back. Skal entered college at Kentucky as some people's projected number 1 overall pick, top 5 by everybody, fell into the 20s for similar reasons. Got to Kentucky, could not play. The argument then was maybe John Calipari misused him. Perhaps the argument here is Nassir Little just got stuck in Chapel Hill behind 2 quality upperclassmen. If you're Portland, you hope that's what that was. You don't hope it's the alternative, which is he just wasn't a very good basketball player. But I will wrap it up with this. When I talk to people around that program early in the season, because it jumps off the page. Here's a 5-star projected top 5 pick who's barely playing at North Carolina. What is the problem? I was told that when they got him on campus, they realized pretty quickly he didn't, quote, know how to play. And when you don't know how to play and they've got 2 seniors in front of you who do know how to play, good luck getting on the court. Hopefully Nassir Little can reach whatever potential most people think he has at some point in Portland.
Avery, based on what you just heard there from Gary Parrish, how would you coach Nassir Little at the NBA level?
Well, first of all, I would tell him he needs to be a specialist, all right? You need to be a defender and a rebounder and a screener, and especially going to play with McCallum and Lillard. Those guys are great offensive players. They need you to help slow down some of the high-paced offenses that they face, especially as they move deeper in the playoffs. But he's going to have to defend, rebound, block shots, be a screener on offense. He doesn't have to try to expand his game and prove to people that he's a great ball handler or a passer or a three-point shooter. He needs to have he needs to define himself, especially early in his NBA career for the first 2 or 3 years, and then try to continue to grow and develop. But they have enough scorers, they have enough shooters. He's got to go in there and be a hard hat guy.
I love what Avery just said there, because guys who are MVPs of all-star games coming out of high school never think that they need to be a specialist. They think they need to be Kevin Durant or LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. But the truth is, very few guys are great at lots of things in the NBA. If you're great at lots of things in the NBA, you're an MVP candidate. You're a perennial all-star. But if you want to stick in that league for a long time, be great at one thing. Can you guard your position better than anybody else? Can you rebound better than anybody else? Can you rim protect better than anybody else? And I think Avery's advice is perfect advice. Somebody should shuttle it along to Nassir Little. If you're going to be an all-star, let's worry about that another day. But starting your NBA career, find the thing that you're best equipped to do to help a team win immediately, because he's joining a playoff team. They're going to be competing for something from day one. Find the thing you can do well to get you on that court, and then we'll work on everything else later.
Reed, Terry Stotts coach him up and see what he can do, right?
Yeah, I mean, But certainly, possibly, that is a coach who is well respected in NBA circles. I guarantee you that when Neil O'Shea woke up this morning, he thought there would be zero chance that a guy of Nassir Little's pure talent would be available when the Blazers are picking in the mid-20s. And yet, when he falls to him, you just got to take the risk. At some point in the draft, the reward outweighs the risk. This is not a similar situation to Michael Porter Jr. and how Michael Porter Jr. fell last year. That was all because of medicals. This is because, as Gary said, this guy doesn't know how to play, at least not yet. But the similarity is when he got picked, the team just saw it as a gift. And even if he didn't work out there, you just got to say, you know what? We're going to take a flyer on this dude.
His tangibles are hard to overlook. 6'6", 225, 7'1" wingspan. I mean, you know what you're getting in terms of his body type, what he can do, if he can defend. It's the intangibles that are the big question. That's what basically has been the consensus here.
Yeah, that, and he needs to be a more consistent jump shooter beyond all of that. The acumen can definitely echo what GP passed along in terms of the coaching staff's concerns. This has just been fascinating to see. Kobe White going 7, which no one had a year ago. Cameron Johnson going 11, which no one had 90 minutes ago. And then Nassir Little doing what he's been able to do in falling unexpectedly. He was the number 3 rated recruit coming out of high school. Skal Labissiere out of Kentucky is the only recent moderate comparison to this. You just don't see guys like this who are so highly regarded, have a one-and-done year, drop so precipitously. That happened with Nassir Little for a number of reasons, and whatever he needed to prove or disprove over the past couple of months clearly didn't happen there. Defense first, no doubt about it. He's got a long way to go to work on that shot.